welterweight division. Your referee for this contest will be Melissa Kelly. For the first time in the history of professional boxing in the state of New Hampshire, 2 women will share the ring with a female referee. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my left, wearing black trunks with green and gold trim. She comes to us from Springfield, Massachusetts, and tonight enters the ring for the second time as a professional. Welcome back to the Castleton. Welcome back to Boston Boxing Promotions, Liz Humphries. And her opponent, fighting on the left corner to my right, wearing white trunks with black trim. Also entering the ring for the second time tonight as a professional. She comes to us from nearby Wakefield, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, Fernanda Araujo.
All right, both fighters come to the center, talking to Melissa Kelly, getting their instructions. 4 2-minute rounds, as we know in women's boxing. It's the 2-minute rounds, and I think, as you know, we see a lot of draws sometimes in those quick 2-minute rounds. So I think both fighters are going to be looking to separate each other and stand out during the limited amount of time they have here.
And the 2-minute rounds go fast. You really have to let your hands fly. As you know, Sean, you have to make an impression. You don't have a lot of time to do it.
Absolutely. Less time to work with, more things to do, less of a feeling out process. Often I love about female boxing, though, there's often less of a feeling out process. You see both girls getting to work right now. Got to be careful at times of those wide punches, almost a clash of heads. I think whoever really establishes the jab early will have a big advantage here.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, both of these fighters had their common opponent, Kim Wabick. And Liz Humphries fought to a draw. Araujo lost a decision. I remember in that fight that Araujo lost, she really let Kim get on the inside and swarm her. And I think this time she's trying to box the outside and a knockdown early.
On a jab.
On a jab. I think yeah, she's got to count the knockdown. Good call, correct call. Yeah. I think it was more of an off-balance shot, but that's a legitimate knockdown, Chris. And in the 4-rounder, that's a big deal.
That's absolutely huge. She's in a big hole already. 4 rounds, you have to work. I'd like to see Humphries get on that jab a little bit. It looks like she's trying to fire hooks out of the gate, and I think she should establish herself a little more.
Couldn't agree more with Chris on that. I think both girls, as we already saw with Fernanda, that again, good jab. I said earlier, I think whoever establishes the jab first is going to have the advantage, and right now that looks like Fernanda.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with Fernanda. It looks like she's been working on her stand-up game. I see a lot more speed from her. And more head movement.
Nice shoulder and head movement from Fernanda. That's what I'm seeing a lot of.
Now, guys, is it just me or does Fernanda look a little more relaxed, less emotional, not trying to put everything on one punch?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think, like you said, Sean, that's kind of why she was able to knock her off balance there. It wasn't maybe the hardest shot, perhaps.
That was right before that sequence was the 3rd strong jab, including the one she scored the knockdown with that she scored. And I like the way she's feinting, Chris.
Yeah, lots of movement. Giving Humphries a lot to look at. A lot of feints.
Another good jab.
Yeah, peppering her here with shots.
She's actually just countering these hooks with a jab right down the middle. And that quick, the round's over.
And round 1, and I think you have to argue that Fernanda Araujo won that 10-8. And if that's the case here, math's on her side already. It's going to be a lot of work here for Liz Humphries to dig herself out of a hole if this goes to 4 rounds.
Sean, we always say at the gym, a fast jab will always beat a slow hook. You know?
Absolutely.
Doesn't work for a fast hook, but it sure works for a slow one.
No.
You know?
But it's the safest punch in all of boxing. You're not likely to score knockdowns with it often, as we know, guys. But it is, I always call it A in the alphabet of boxing, is that jab.
Yep, we call it the hello in boxing. You know?
There we go. I like that one even better.
But Humphries is down in a big hole. I mean,
what would you be telling her right now, Sean, in this situation?
I would tell her to relax, yet step it up. Calm down a little, relax. Don't force her shots. And like me and Chris were talking about, she's got to establish that jab. And very little body punching that round by either girl. I'd like to see both girls attack the body a little more.
Now, listen, this doesn't mean Liz Humphries is out of this fight. I remember watching Kyle Cusick getting dropped in the first round of a fight against Jay Gregory, who we're going to actually see both those guys later. And Cusick ended up winning the fight. He won it on points. So
yeah, absolutely. No,
it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, but it's almost imperative that Humphries grabs this round.
She's got to up the work rate. I can already see her face reddening a bit, in fact. from these jabs.
She's looking like she's getting a little tentative to step in because she knows she's getting countered with that jab, Sean.
Very good observation, Chris. And I'm noticing that right now Fernanda is now really having no trouble putting her on her back foot.
Yeah.
And Humphries strikes me as a fighter that needs to probably be able to come forward to win a fight.
Yeah, we're not really seeing high-level footwork from Humphries, and that's always a problem if you're being backed up.
I'm very impressed with Fernanda. Her feints, another good feint. She just ate a good right hand, though. But I love that jab.
Yet again, yeah. And she's doing a good job of moving after the jab. Some people get stagnant. They fire it and they stay right in the same place. If you notice, she pops it and there's some type of movement occurring, which is pretty high-level boxing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice straight right hand.
You know, I'm watching the feet here, Sean, especially for Liz Humphries, and you can just kind of tell the speed difference right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's almost getting tangled up.
I would go so far as to say just overall body quickness, hands, feet, and just overall body.
Nice jab there again from Araujo. Just again, she's really winning this, just working off the jab, guys.
And I'm loving her feints. She's never stock still. She's always moving those hands ever so slightly, just giving nice subtle feints.
Oh. Humphries landed her first nice jab there, though.
Loving this pressure from Fernanda, though.
Again, another jab right down the middle.
Yep. Another warning bell just rang, so should be at the end of the round very shortly.
I'll tell you guys, Humphrey needs to not throw one jab, but two to try to get closer to do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
And she should probably stop trying to come over the top so much, straighten those punches out a little.
A lot of redding in her face as well. Those jabs are starting to do the trick.
Absolutely, Chris.
You know, it's one of those things you don't want to say because you and I gave a great speech about how it's awesome to see an athlete try and achieve their dream, be it having a win as a professional fighter in their 40s. But there's another side to that. 44 is 44. And when you step in there with a younger girl, sometimes that age is just evident. And it just seems Humphries is a little slower on the draw. Well, the footwork isn't there.
Now, Chris, I don't want to expose your business, but you did turn pro at the advanced age.
That's true.
Over 40.
That's true.
So but I remember you talking to me about that. And you were always a little bit nervous. The risks of, you were in great shape for that fight. You lost. You were probably in the best shape of your life.
I was, yeah.
But you were saying, like, man, I hope I can bring it like I can in the gym. And
yes.
I think it's a little bit different when you're in your 40s.
100%. It's also what kind of sparring you're getting. I was blessed to be at a gym with really good work. We're not sure what Humphries is getting.
Fernanda landed a beautiful short right hand.
That's another one, yeah. I think she's starting to put a little bit more steam behind these punches.
You do see, Sean, sometimes in the gym, older professional fighters, the younger fighters, take it a little easy on them in sparring, and that's to their detriment because they get in the ring and they've had people that just held back just a little bit because of the age.
And that safety net is there and it's not always there. Sometimes that safety net is removed. And
in
you're
the ring,
absolutely right.
yeah.
Yep. But for Chris's pro debut, I was fortunate to call that with you, Greg.
Yeah.
Yes.
A true honor to have you guys call that.
Absolutely. But I remember just talking to you about that, just hoping you were like, man, I hope I don't lose
Turn
steam.
into a 40-year-old. Yeah, I was terrified. I held it off for one day, thank God.
Nice right hand by Humphries, but just not enough overall to even be.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of combinations coming from Humphries. It seems to be just kind of lunging in for a hook. Oh, that was nice.
I'll say that. That was really, I think that was the most steam that Humphries put behind his shot so far.
Chris, one thing I'm loving to see, though, is Fernanda is winning the fight, yet she's still pushing as though she's trying to stop this girl.
Yeah.
Her pressure's tremendous. She's got to get back to that jab, though.
And you know what's also nice is she's not kind of pulling a Perez and bum rushing. I think she could and maybe have success with that, but it seems like she wants to be in control and work versus just trying to overwhelm her.
Absolutely. And she looks very poised. She looks like a professional prize fighter that she is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really night and day watching her in this fight. I mean, like when she fought Kim was just leaning on her
and
for 4 rounds.
She was a lot sloppier. She wasn't showing this type of poise, you know.
I didn't see this much footwork out of her. So and like I said, she's had time to train, and you can tell the improvements there.
Honestly, it's a tremendous performance so far. There's not much to change.
She's looking sharp.
End of 3.
And to go along with what you were saying, Gray, that was a very good point in that you said a lot of improvement. That happens no matter the age of the fighter. Some fighters, they level out, they get as good as they'll ever get. It's the fighters that are always improving that are so fun to watch. Think of how many fighters on the Boston circuit here how much we've seen them grow.
Yeah. For longtime viewers of Boston Boxing Promotions, you make a great point, Sean. This has been a breeding ground. Yeah. We've seen guys go from their pro debut already to major opportunities on the undercard of huge promotions.
Absolutely.
And there's growth here. Activity is growth, and I think one of the great things that Boston Boxing Promotion does, and Peter and Nick, is they keep their guys busy. They work.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so important, you know.
Absolutely.
So this is Humphries' last chance, guys. She has to throw the kitchen sink. As much as we said establish the jab, at this point, Sean, she needs to land something big to win this fight.
She's got to sell out and just defensively sell out and just look for the knockout. She has to do everything, even if that opens her up to getting knocked down again or knocked out.
Yeah, you hate to say go out on your shield, but this is probably her last 2 minutes as a professional. She's always wanted to win a fight. She's facing a career where she's going to be 0-1-1. Give it all you got in the last 2 minutes.
Leave it all here. You said, this might be the last round of her career.
And there's a nice overhand. Yeah.
She's got to get forward progress, though. She's got to be able to get Fernanda on her back foot, I think, to hurt her. But she's not, can't falter on effort. She's trying.
No.
I think she's clearly trying, guys, and I think that the punches just aren't getting off for her, and how she wants to. I think that she's looking for spots, looking for opportunities, but it's just not there for her.
She clearly wants it, but she just can't get in on the activity.
This guy's is a classic case of straight punching beating the wider punching.
Yep. Straight is great in boxing in many cases. If you have a slow, wide puncher, just keep him right down the middle.
I got to use that one as well. That was great, Chris.
Stealing all my lines here, Sean.
I can't help it. Oh. Look at this intensity by Fernanda, though.
You guys have really nailed it, though. Fernanda's, all these jabs come from Fernanda. So
and look
crisp,
at this
so
intensity.
straight.
Yeah. What a performance so far. I mean, she looks incredible.
I'll say this, guys. Women's boxing doesn't have a deep pool, as we know, but Fernanda Araujo is saying, hey, I'm available, and I'm ready to fight you.
I got to be honest, this is the best 0-1 female fighter I've seen, perhaps ever. She looks incredible. You would have no idea she has.
I want to second that as the best 0-1 female fighter I've ever seen.
Yeah. You would have no idea that she's 0-1. Yeah.
Beautiful, quick right hand there.
Right down the middle. You see how straight it was? And
nice
again, a straight
jab there. That
jab
snapped Humphries' head back.
Yeah.
Well landed.
One thing, Chris, I think we'll pick up as well, Gray, is that one mistake Humphries makes, if she ever does fight again, she's got to get her chin low. She's got her chin way up in the air.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the danger zone, and now she's dropping her lead hand. So.
Oh, there we go. 4 rounds in the books. Yeah. Very game effort from Liz Humphries, but at least on my scorecard, and I think your scorecards as well, guys, a pretty clear win there for Fernanda Araujo. Yeah. Started in the first round with an off-balance knockdown, and after that, just worked behind the jab.
All 4 rounds.
All 4 rounds, yeah.
But what a credit to be 44 years old and step in the professional ring as a mom, as somebody who works a day job. I have nothing but respect for that.
And you know, Chris, I want to speak on that as well. She's proud of herself, and she should be.
She is, absolutely.
Yeah, great effort from her.
I mean, just from a cardio standpoint, to do that is no small feat for somebody at any age, let alone your mid-40s.
And I think she was on a pretty long layoff as well.
Yes.
Guys, awesome to see Melissa Kelly here as the referee, huge part of New England boxing, and to make history tonight, being part of this as the referee. First time female referee.
Absolutely.
I'm really happy for Melissa.
Yeah, definitely. She's been reffing fights in Massachusetts, former amateur boxer as well.
Does so much matchmaking for all the amateur fights. She's a huge part of this program.
And how often do you get to hear, and the third woman in the ring, not the third man. I think that's incredible. History tonight. Actual history in this state.
History.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm glad. Definitely. Progressive. We even have a female judge working this fight, Martha Tremblay, who's an excellent judge. We've seen her judging fights all across.
Women's boxing is a resurgence. Isn't even the right word. I mean, in many ways, it's peaking. The huge fight next weekend, Serrano,
Taylor. Likely a full house at Madison Square Garden. You nailed it.
Remarkable. I mean, it's a great time for female boxing, and I think there's some opportunities out here for Fernanda, the way she performed tonight.
I would love to see Fernanda fight again.
Yeah. She actually deserves a Kim Wayback rematch, in my opinion, with a performance like that.
I think Pete Zimbor has a light bulb going off in his head for that one.
Next time I talk to him, I'm going to bring just that up to hope to see it, because I would love to see a rematch.
That's a different fighter. That is a different fighter.
Yes, yes. I agree with you. My intrigue for that rematch goes up dramatically, because I agree with you. I think she's not going to let Kim lean on her for the entire fight like she did last time.
And she's coming off a win, which opens up doors at all levels.
Absolutely.
That was a fun fight. That was a fun 4-round fight.
Oh, yeah, credit to the sport. Both of them did a great job. We're just waiting here for Liz Humphries to get her glove off, and then we will go to Pete Zimbor very shortly for the ring announcements. Okay. And let's go to Pete Zimbor now to read us the scorecards.
Judge Steve Weisfeld, Eddie Spencio, and Marvin Trembling are in agreement. They see this fight 40-35 for your winner via unanimous decision. Picking up her first professional boxing win tonight, Fernanda.